Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two pickup trucks making love, American made.
Listen up, Autothoughts and Decepticlowns. You're listening to Prime Cut's, a non-linear history of the Transformers franchise on television. I'm one of your hosts, Audrey.
I'm your other host, Nero.
And we have a special guest with us today. Would you care to introduce yourself?
Hey, everybody. I'm Lily. I am... Well, mostly you can catch me live at twitch.tv/GuinevereTeeth, but also I am the co-host of Konoha Crush, our Naruto rewatch podcast I have with my wife, and who's been on the show before.
That's right. Back in Prime, I believe. I believe we had Velvet on for...
Yeah.
What episode was it? It was a Starscream episode. Oh, it was Shadow Zone, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It was something about his Starscream being a pathetic fail man.
Yeah, so you've heard from the smart one.
So, I suppose we should start with the question we ask all of our guests. What is your history with these funny fucking car robots from the planet Cybertron?
These beautiful, funny, shape-changing robots.
That's right.
I hold near and dear to my heart as something my friend Nero likes.
Yay! Have you ever watched any Transformers before? Like, just caught it on TV at some point?
Well, obviously I've seen the Bay movies. Not all of them, but the first couple. Don't worry, I know. I've also, absorbed a lot from being besties with you, my bestie, Nero.
That's right. And I think both of the people you're dating also have an appreciation for them.
Yeah,
at least the
yeah.
IDW verse.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, my partner's Velvet, as you know, and also Rafe.
You've absorbed a lot through osmosis. But this is sort of your first big direct injection of Transformers.
Yeah, this is probably the first time I've transformed on purpose. Ooh, I played the
War for
Platinum
Cybertron
game. Yeah.
Oh, Devastation. That game fucking rules.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Transformers Bayonetta. That game is pretty fucking good.
Transformers Bayonetta is pretty cool. I like the car hitting. I like the hitting with cars.
Yes. Instead of Wicked Weave, you turn into a truck and hit people.
Yeah.
It plays Grimlock in that game. By the way, recording this on August 23rd, happy birthday to Grimlock.
Oh my god, Grimlock, happy birthday!
Grimlock says this is Grimlock's birthday.
Wow.
That's right. And who am I to argue with the man, you know?
So true.
Sounds hard to do.
Yeah, it's not recommended to argue with Grimlock. That's a health hazard. Speaking of health hazards, we watched 3 episodes of Transformers Cyberverse where nothing bad happened. We watched episodes...
We got a hell of a sandwich of these ones.
We have Cube, Terminal Velocity, and Shadowstriker here today, folks. Cyberverse has sure been a roller coaster, hasn't it?
The craziest thing about Cyberverse is that not only do things happen, really bad things happen out of nowhere, but they are immediately glossed over afterwards. It's insane how fast this show moves because it's only 11-minute long episodes. Mm-hmm. So it's we don't have time to talk about that right now. It's over.
Bumblebee
Moving on.
Doesn't think about it, and neither should you. It's fine. He's fine. But before we get into all of that, we should talk about episode 7, Cube, which is mostly about football, but also about racism.
Well, yes. Racism, classism, there's a lot of, as per usual in Transformers, there's a lot of nebulous isms going on here.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We start off with Windblade digging through the scout ship trying to find anything useful, and apparently the Decepticons just literally give their scouts no information at all, like no military information. All they have are video games and like Decepticon propaganda films,
which are important to see.
That's right. You gotta get your daily dose of like fucking. I can't come up with a Megatron led propaganda film name at the moment. What was
it's
his?
Cool to be an evil robot.
That's right.
Like, towards it's kind of badass.
Yeah, towards peace. That's what his like.
Oh yeah.
Manifesto was in IDW.
Yeah, the Communist Manifesto.
But instead, she finds a cube, Bumblebee finds a cube, and she's like, "Oh fuck, Bumblebee, you don't remember this because you got all fucked up, but like you used to love this cube." And
Portal was the greatest game ever created. You're gonna love this shit.
You're gonna love this shit. Check this out. And so she takes him into his mindscape, and gets him to think about football. And we kind of see this is pre-war because Bumblebee doesn't have his Autobot badge yet, and Windblade has we basically get to see how he and Windblade first met and became besties due to Bumblebee's goofy boy swag.
Yep.
Also, the fact that like the Windblade has basic decency.
Yeah,
and she sees Starscream leading a pack of Seekers, which congratulations to the Coneheads for not only being named but also actual Coneheads in this show, except for Thrust. Go fuck yourself.
Thrust doesn't get to be a Conehead. Also, their toys don't get to be Coneheads for whatever reason. They just didn't have they didn't want to go through the effort of retooling that mold, I guess, unfortunately.
Yeah. So when Bumblebee and Windblade meet, Bumblebee immediately commits a microaggression.
That's right.
So they're going to the Cube. So Bumblebee's trying to get into this Cube game. Cube is football. This is the Cube Super Bowl. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah. It's Polyhex versus Iacon City tonight.
Yeah. He's not being allowed in.
I don't think we ever learn.
Wasn't it Polyhex? I thought it was Polyhex.
I think Windblade just says she forgot.
Oh, you're right. That's right.
I must ask, Lily, what do you think about the kind of conceit of this first season of Cyberverse where Windblade is kind of psychonauting into Bumblebee's head?
I think it's neat. Okay, I am going to admit that I did listen to like a couple episodes of this podcast.
Wow.
I know.
Did her homework.
Yeah, I did my fucking homework. Yeah, but I think it's interesting. I especially think it's interesting to see it like on this new car that they have.
Oh yeah, this fucking
the stolen plane or whatever.
The scout ship that Windblade is doing stunts with in the next episode here.
I mean, poorly, but yes.
She's attempting to do stunts with.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great like these three episodes especially, like seeing them like interact and like having this like weird like I'm taking care of my friend who is like not their best self right now. Energy with the two characters there. I think it's like really, really charming. I think it's a really fun place to like have a Transformers story, and like I have no idea what the rest of like the status quo about this show is right now. Like the present day and the show exists to me only like inside the little room where they're in the plane and like kind of running away from bad guys.
Well, that's the exciting thing. That kind of is just the status quo for the modern day. We don't really we know that somewhere on Earth, the Ark containing all of the other Autobots has crashed. We don't really know what's going on with the rest of the Decepticons. All we really see are these Seekers out on like scouting missions. So yeah, we don't actually have a lot of information with regards to the current state of the war, because this show spends a lot of time backfilling all of this exposition, because it literally just starts with like Bumblebee driving down a road. It does not explain anything about what's going on really.
Right.
Until we get to these segments.
So, like, I assume where they're gonna take it is, like, eventually they get the rest of the guys out of there, and then it's, like, a more normal, like, we have the fucking whole guys together that are doing activities in the fucking current time or whatever, instead of spending so much time, like, just in flashbacks?
Yeah, presumably
Presumably.
we will get the boys out of there and have normal Transformers adventures. But for now, it's Cube.
Yeah, it's Cube. Like, that's when I stopped being interested, frankly. Like, I'm sure that part's fine, but, like, if it could just be like this until they crash and die, that would be beautiful for me.
I like...
Like, I want Bumblebee to never get better. I want it to only get worse.
I hope you cut yourself shaving this morning.
Literally, I want them to
that
be
it
like
bleeds all day
that. That
long.
would be so fucking good. Are you kidding me?
Well, you know what I was interested in? Apparently, pre-war, the Seekers were just mean girls. They were just, like, a bitchy clique who hates everyone else.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed that.
They're led by Starscream, so.
Man, Cyberverse Starscream is, like, somehow the bitchiest Starscream. I think you said that earlier and I didn't believe you, but, like...
Oh. Yeah,
I believe you now.
He sucks in a very specific way. He is, generally speaking, I would say one of the less cowardly Starscreams out there.
Yeah, he's
that
like
might be
super aggro so far.
Yeah, that might be because that he actually has more power for the most part in Cyberverse than others. But like there are points later on where he loses power, and rather than like cower, he rallies and is like, "No, I'm going to get power again," and then he does, and he starts a cult. It's fine. But in this case, he is leading Ramjet and Dirge. And Windblade, a newcomer to Cybertron from Caminus, to the Super Bowl, the Super Cube.
Which they don't seem all interested in actually watching. They're mostly just here, I guess, as like a social thing.
Yeah, they're
influencers.
Cube haters. I hate them.
Yeah.
I love Cube.
I love Cube, and I hate Starscream and his cone-headed freaks besmirching the good name of Cube. By the way, Dirge and Ramjet say no words in this episode, but I can it just clearly they just have like Batman goon voices.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you tell him, Starscream. You get him.
I do need to note that at one point Dirge smiles, and that's fucked up.
That shouldn't happen. That's the most depressed man in the world.
I mean, it's a smirk, to be fair, but it shouldn't have happened.
I'm just gonna chalk it up to an animation error.
It was supposed to be Ramjet. They clearly get the wrong guy. It was Dirge just supposed to look morose the whole time.
Actually, this entire character was supposed to be Thrust and not Dirge. We're sweeping Dirge under a carpet. They're going to the Super Cube. It is absolutely a status thing. They're influencers. They need to be seen in the influencer places.
They really are fucking influencers. They are on TikTok.
Bumblebee, who's the character that actually wants to see the cube thing, is not allowed in because he is too poor or too ground pounder or something. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be an issue with ground pounders because the teams playing are all ground pounders.
What did Starscream call him last week?
Oh, a dirt kissing ground pounder.
Yeah.
Which is just
love that.
So good. You little dirt kissing ground pounder. Yeah.
Wow. But
unbelievable. He has been called into HR so many times.
Listen, Starscream, I don't care how many fucking Seekers you command. You can't just call the troops slurs when they they bump into you in the break room.
Hey, who do we think runs Decepticon HR?
Oh, fuck. That's a great question. I'm gonna have to think on that. I'll get back to you.
I think it's Scrapper.
That's why.
I think Hook is like, I do all the physical stuff, you could do the mental, and Scrapper's like, this isn't what? This isn't even counseling. What are you talking about?
Beautiful. But Bumblebee tries every trick in the book to sneak in. He tries, like, I don't really understand how he thought this maneuver was gonna work.
I think he thought the like bouncer was like 90% blind, probably.
Yeah, he has no peripheral vision. He was just like, oh, Windblade, you have big wings. I'll just, like, kind of crouch walk next to you and hope nobody looks down.
We find out later that he has no idea who Windblade is at this point, which makes this an incredible move for him to try to pull. I'm going up to a woman and being like, damn, you big. Can I hide behind you?
You know, you're fresh off of Caminus. You're in the home country. You never been there before. You're hanging out with your jet bros, but they're kind of awful pieces of shit. And this little yellow guy is like, "Hey, girl, you thick. Can I like crouch behind you like it's Half-Life so I can sneak into the sporting event?"
It does not work.
No, of course.
Girl, can I use you as a Skyrim bucket?
The Starscream literally just looks down and goes, "What the fuck is that?" and has him kicked out again.
He steals a mascot.
He goes to the tried and true college hijinks film strategy of stealing the mascot costume, which the mascot of Cube is a cube.
Obviously, it's the cube. All of the cubes are alive, by the way. They slipped that one under.
Yeah, it's your best friend, the companion cube.
It's your best friend, like, the cube. All of them are stuffed full of Energon, and you drink all of it when you win.
Yeah, so we learn about the rules of Cube.
It's a walking kegger.
Yeah, like so the rules of Cube is sort of like it's a combination of like football, keep away, and like almost handball, where your goal is to hold on to the cube, which has its own sentient AI and is trying to run away from you.
Mm-hmm. Very important. Very important. Yeah, the cube does not want to be killed here.
It does not want to get sucked, but your goal is to hold on to the cube long enough for it to like charge you with energon. That's how you score in this game. You get juiced by the cube.
I mean, it's King of the Hill, basically.
Yeah, it's basically King of the Hill, but in addition to like fighting off the other team, you're also fighting the ball.
Right. Which you are trying to kill and eat, and does not want to die.
That's right. So, you know, Bumblebee is out there on the field cheering for his team, and Windblade is being charmed by his carefree and goofy demeanor, while Starscream, Dirge, and Ramjet are just like, wow, these fucking football fans are so dumb and stupid. I hate this. Why are we here?
Yeah, they're checking their TikTok engagement.
Cube's so boring, and they have their fucking phones open and they're watching like jet shows or something.
Eventually, like, Windblade's like, I need a break. And she runs into Bumblebee, who has, in that space of time, ran back into the original mascot, given him the costume back, and then gone to purchase a big blue finger.
Yeah, he went to go get a big novelty sports finger. And
we all love finger.
Yeah, we love finger here. So, did we talk about his like all jets are bitches except you?
No,
line?
this is where it happens. So this is where she finds him, and I forget what actually she says to him, and but it's something along the lines like, sorry those guys are being such a jerk to you, and he's like, yeah, well, they're jets, and all jets are bastards. And she just like looks at him and he's like, oh, you're a jet.
You're cool though. I like you.
Always Sunny title scream, Bumblebee commits a microaggression.
Whoops. But yeah, they make fast friends, and she brings them back up to the little box there. But I really like this moment where Starscream straight up goes, "Is this guy bothering you, Queen?"
Yeah.
And she says no, and he goes, "Well, he's bothering me." Security.
What a fucking queen.
Yes. It's like he gets Bumblebee fucking thrown out again.
I truly love what specific brand of suck he is in this.
He's such a
It's
little
so-
turd.
I mean, he sucks everywhere, but like it is such a specific brand of it in Cyberverse. God bless. So bitchy.
He gets kicked out, and Windblade uses her fucking city speaker telepathy to like project a message directly into his brain. Like, come through the back door, I can sneak you in again. Still has not explained what that means in this continuity. That's all. There's a lot of like stuff from IDW 1 in this show that they just kind of ported into this storyline, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, this was coming out again in like IDW's heyday. So there was, I think, it is like the first time that Hasbro was like, oh, our comics are making money. And I think there was
these? Wait, people read this shit?
Like making a significant amount of money, particularly through merchandise. Right, like the comics are whatever, but through the toys that were being sold, it was making a lot of money. And I think there was sort of a vested interest in milking that cash cow as far as it could at this point.
Yeah, and so you have details like Velocitron and Caminus being Cybertronian colonies, Windblade's entire deal in this show, all that sort of stuff kind of rolled in. But when Windblade and Bumblebee sneak back in, they see the Seekers planning to do like a little bit of light terrorism to spice things up.
Yeah,
they are not
fine.
Decepticons yet, by the way. They aren't like, I don't think they're doing this as like part of an insurgent force. They're just like this.
No, it was just a prank.
Just a prank, bro. I'm just gonna corrupt this cube. What'll it do?
We're just gonna make the cube evil and like try to hit people. Like it's fun. It's funny. Everybody loves it.
It's funny.
Literally everybody loved it. Literally everybody laughed. Like that is the end.
That's true. Everybody did love it.
It was a reckless, dangerous thing, but like it was fine. Like it's a joke.
I bet Starscream will never do anything bad with cubes again in this show.
Oh, probably.
I don't know anything about that. So Windblade and Bumblebee beat the shit out of the Seekers, but the evil cube does come into play. Bumblebee chases it down and has his like TikTok viral moment of excitable fan runs on stage on cube.
Okay, but to be fair, it was like an evil cube. Like even the like
true.
AI announcer was like, the game has become irregular.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck is this shit? Yo, this isn't normal. But everyone loves Evil Cube. Everyone loves Bumblebee stopping Evil Cube. By the way, I like that all of the
cube
players
is aggressive.
on the cube is aggressive. I like that all the players on the cube teams are identical.
Yep.
Yeah, it says a lot about sort of the functionalist nature of this potential society, don't it?
I'm getting a lot of functionalist vibes from this pre-war Cybertron here. They haven't said the word yet, but considering Starscream's attitude, I one has to wonder. Yeah, then we kind of end, and Windblade like pops him out of his memory and goes, "Hey, so do you remember how much you like Cube?" And he's like, "Yeah. Do you want to play?" And she's like, "I don't remember the rules." And he goes, "Me neither." And wacky music plays.
Yay!
Dun, 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 which is the perfect setup for our next episode.
Love it when
which
our
is a
special
real
boy
wacky
has
one.
memory loss, just like me.
He's like, "I don't remember things," and he does the anime girl pose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next episode is called Terminal Velocity, and we start off with just a little.
It's a really funny one. It's a really funny one.
It's a really normal one. Come to Velocitron.
So, okay, before we go into this, I will say, for anyone who's, like, following along or whatever, this is the point where Cyberverse sort of starts going, like, off the rails.
They start sneaking in a bit of the old ultra-violence.
things happen very quickly, and they're bad things, and like very explicit. Like there's no ambiguity about what's happening here. People start dying horrifically on screen with like no way censorship around it or way around it, which is an interesting choice for Cyberverse to have made, but it is the choice.
Yeah. I mean, like, this episode has, like, men turning into powder.
We don't have time to linger on that. We have racing to do with our new best friend who will be around forever, Blur. I love Blur. He's my favorite character. I hope nothing bad happens to him.
Oh, blink and you miss him. So fast.
He's so fast. It's almost like I barely saw him in the episode. He's so fast.
He came and then he went.
But yeah, so we start off with this like commercial for like Visit Velocitron and all of this, and then it ominously gets overtaken with a bunch of evil rust. And we start off with Windblade on patrol. She is looking out for seekers. Bumblebee is bored as fuck, so he's like, "What if I just psychonauts into my own brain?" That's probably fine. I won't see anything troubling in there if I just go in there on my own and click on a random memory.
Also, I don't need to be awake for anything.
Nah, nothing's gonna happen. I'm just gonna chill.
Fucking been
There is one notable... Oh, sorry, Lily?
No, I was just saying, fucking been there.
Oh, yeah. There is one notable difference between the Velocitron of Cyberverse and the comics version, which is at least in Cyberverse, it doesn't have IDWs. You either race or you die, dude. You either race or you die.
It is much closer to the original Transformers Cybertron version of Velocitron, where it's just a big planet made of like racetracks where people love to race, and not it's a hell planet where the only livable cities is like it's like a Mortal Engines type city on wheels shit, where if you lose a race you get executed.
And also, if the city itself stops moving, everyone dies.
Yep. It's basically a whole planet reliving the plot of Speed.
Well, they did kind of make it close to that.
That's true. It does become an unlivable hellscape at a certain point, but it didn't start out that way. It starts out as a cool, fun place, and Bumblebee...
For vacation.
Brings his bestie Hot Rod out for some fun racing action.
Now,
First appearance of Hot Rod.
Yeah. And this is kind of crazy, because this is really the first appearance of Hot Rod in general.
For a while, yeah.
Since, like, G1. And I'm not counting, like, Armada.
Yeah, like, and, you know, there was a character named Rodimus in Transformers Energon, but that's the thing. He's always been Rodimus. He's always kind of been that second stage. We've never had a Hot Rod show up on TV before in a while.
So,
this is really... comics.
This is really the first time that Hot Rod has been in a cartoon since G1, which is insane given how important he was in G1.
By the way, I just want to say, Travis Arts, the guy who voices Hot Rod in this show, is always on Twitter reading Rodimus dialogue from IDW, just like for free. He just likes to read it.
Badass.
That dude loves being Hot Rod, you know? And who could blame him?
Rodimus sees Blur, and Bumblebee is like, my good friends who will love each other very much. And immediately they are, you should be addicted to shutting the fuck up. You want to fuck me so bad it makes you look stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hot Rod goes like, I'm going to show you my taillights on the racetrack. Weird. Blur's like, I've never seen taillights on the racetrack before. And it's like, they're rivals, but also I don't, look. There's something going on there.
Literally, like, Hot Rod's like, I'm going to show you my ass, and Blur responded with, I don't know what sex is.
I've never seen a ass.
I'm too fast. I don't get to see asses. By the way,
I come so quickly.
I'm being the fastest bot alive. It's got its ups and downs.
Yeah. Jesus.
But can I just say I really love Blur's design. Obviously, we don't get to see it for long, but specifically, I really like his head. the like wing design looks quite good to me.
There are some interesting design choices. What I like about Cyberverse is like all of the nods to G1, but like taken into every designer's like personal interpretation.
Yeah.
Which I think is nice. Because like everyone, again, like no matter how strange or like how new some parts of them are, like they're all really easily identifiable as their G1 counterparts. Like Blur came on screen and like toe to tip, that's a Blur.
That's exactly my friend Blur. He's very fast.
Yeah.
So they go off to race, and then Wheeljack's sick cousin wanders in.
Yeah, I do want to note as well that we have confirmation of Cybertronian hot dogs.
What? Is that what he was carrying?
No, that's what Blur calls Hot Rod.
Oh, right, he calls them hot dogs. This reminds me of the line in once it's a Hot Rod line or a Rodimus line on IDW where he mentions a Turbo Fox and Heat, which means that there are.
I was right.
There is. Will there be Cybertronian hot dogs in the future of this show?
Transformers fucking I was right.
Oh, you were right. But yeah, so 1, there are robotic animals on Cybertron that sexually reproduce. And 2, that means Rodimus knows what sex is.
Yeah, no, Rodimus knows. Blur's the one who doesn't.
Yeah.
Blur doesn't know.
Blur's never seen an ass.
He's too busy racing. He doesn't have time to look at butts. But yeah, when I say Wheeljack's sick cousin, I mean literally just...
It's his model.
Wheeljack's model painted like gray and gold.
It's his shattered glass.
Yeah. And he's all rusty and sick. He's like, "Don't touch that. I'm fine though. I gotta go into work today. I don't have any PTO left.
I definitely will not destroy the world by the end of today."
It's fine. And yeah, Bumblebee overhears a news report about the Plague of Rust destroying the number they say is crazy. It's like fucking 12 planets or something.
I mean, I fucking get it.
Look at how quickly it did here.
Yeah.
I don't think that's crazy. That sounds
something.
about right.
Yeah, I just wonder if this is a freak accident or if this is like a Decepticon bioterror plot, which is a crazy sentence to say. But, it could be. Anyway, he forgets all about that once someone mentions racing. And he's like, oh, fuck, I love to go fast.
Yeah.
Our ADHD king.
Literally mood.
So, we cut back to Windblade, who's flying around. She sees a couple of Seekers coming towards the scout ship, and he goes, oh, fuck.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, they aren't named in this episode, but I believe this is Sunstorm and Acid Storm.
Wrong. Thrust
Really?
and Acid Storm.
Okay. I knew it was Acid Storm. I couldn't tell who the red one was.
Yeah, we see a green plane. That's definitely Acid Storm. But yeah, that's Thrust hanging out with Acid Storm.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, he wasn't in last episode, so congratulations, Thrust.
Not a Conehead, though. Don't have that Conehead swag. Sorry about it. Windblade goes in the ship, is like, Bumblebee, we gotta move out, and she sees him zonked out in the chair, is like, fuck. God damn it.
Been there.
Her line, I actually really like her line here, which is, you better be remembering something important.
Yeah. Then it cuts to him thinking about racing.
Yeah.
Because I forgot to mention, the thing he says to trigger this memory when he goes into his mind palace is he just says, I want to look at something fun.
Oh,
and his brain goes, okay. This seems fun. There's racing in this. You like racing, right? I didn't look through this whole thing, so but it's probably fine.
Been there.
Yeah, I skimmed through the first 12 pages or whatever. It looked okay.
It looks okay. I didn't see the ending though. I don't know. But yeah, they're just racing around, and Blur pulls a dirty fucking trick where he leads them down a racetrack that he specifically knows is blocked off by construction to try and get the other two to crash.
Yeah, I love just like a friendlies race where you try to kill somebody.
Blur, bro. I know you're speedrunning your IDW Spotlight issue in this episode, but come on, man. It's just. He's like, it's just a prank, bro. Come on.
Yeah, it's just
but
a
Hot
prank,
Rod's
bro.
Hot Rod's pretty mad about it. But they don't have a lot of time to be mad about it. Why don't they have time to be mad about it? What happens where they kind of forget about the whole crashing you into a barricade thing?
I really like this like English teacher soliciting questions thing you have going on.
It's pretty
right
good.
now.
Class, can anyone tell me what happens next? Can anyone tell me the fucked up nightmare
the
thing?
road they were on and brings the rust.
That's right. Gold star to you, Soliloquy.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, the plague of rust is here, and everything is becoming bad rapidly.
Like so fast. This thing spreads like wildfire. It is insane how quickly this goes
It's
around.
fucking unhinged. Like the track is starting to powder behind their wheels. Like it is. Ugh.
It is some Indiana Jones shit.
Yeah.
If this is like an accidental plague, it's one of the most efficient plagues nature's ever created. And if this is a bioterror weapon, whoever invented this should get like the Nobel War Prize for war criminal stuff.
They invented that just for Shockwave.
That's right. He's got 7 of them. I've got bioterrorism, regular terrorism, big bomb making. I'm trying to go for the full set. So yeah, Blur says he's got a place to stay. They race down the track that is literally crumbling behind them. While Windblade this whole time is trying to ditch these Seekers. Slipstream shows up to join the chase here because she's obsessed with Windblade. You know how it is.
She is as feral as ever. Literally like landing on the window and almost busting in.
Yeah,
before,
her strat for getting into the ship is simply to just break into the cockpit with her fists.
Yeah, I mean that's how you do it.
By the way, I think, can I just say, I think Slipstream has the best Seeker color. I love her color scheme.
It's good. I like it. I like that they kept it over from animated.
Yeah, and War for Cybertron. It's just very pleasing to the eye. The dark blue and teal.
Yeah, the teal's a nice contrast.
Anyway, Blur's like, check it out. Here's my fucking hideout that I built myself. The rust can't get us here. And Bumblebee's like,
this is just your fucking basement. We need to leave.
bro.
Really quickly, on the way there, we get like a really horrific half shot, which in like retrospect with the rest of this episode is not that bad, but like out of nowhere, we get our first like dead body on screen.
Oh yeah, we get one of the like track maintenance guys half rusted away.
Yeah, and like very clearly dead, like unambiguously dead.
Yeah,
they don't show you the rest of Velocitron, but you can just assume that like everyone on there who didn't immediately get out of the space bridge is super dead.
Or a rust zombie.
Or a rust zombie, as we see later, where another one of those guys busts into Blur's basement and goes, red rust, which is not... That doesn't work because it doesn't say anything backwards. That's not murder backwards, you idiot.
No, but it is red rust forwards.
And then he dies.
No, it's Surtur.
Fuck. So they book it towards the space bridge, but Blur got touched by the stink. He's infected. Meanwhile, Windblade hits Slipstream with the Iron Man 1 classic, making someone who can't go to space fly to space.
Yeah. She's fine. Slipstream, unlike all the other Seekers, remembers that she can fly. So she falls back down to Earth, but she's fine. Don't worry about it.
Forgot that she can't fly to space, though.
Did forget that. Or maybe she didn't forget, but wanted to try it anyway. Was just, playing chicken, basically.
Yeah. So we see the boys activating the space bridge, and Bumblebee realizes that they have to shut it down behind them, or else the rust plague will spread. And Blur volunteers because he reveals like, I'm already dead. I'm already dead, boys. It got me.
I did it 35 minutes ago.
Yeah. And he dies. He just dies. He just crumbles away to dust.
See him fully disintegrate on screen.
Bye, Blur.
And that's like, and like the last thing that happens is they like, oh yeah, Hot Rod on his way out through the bridge has a stupid line, which is, he really was the fastest ever. And it's like, if he was, he wouldn't have died. But the last thing, like, he wakes up, Windblade like sighs in her seat, and they both go, glad that's over. And then they never talked about it again.
Bumblebee never, between him being like, yeah, I relived Megatron tearing his voice box out with his bare hands, but like I'm normal about it. It's fine. And this, he's like, it's fine. He's so normal.
Yeah, he remembered having processed those emotions now, so he's cool.
That's
right. Listen, I had a few million years to grieve watching Blur literally crumble in front of me.
We have front row seats to how compartmentalized his brain is.
That's true. He is very good at it.
Oh my god, just like me.
He's got all that shit sorted into normal and super traumatizing. But the problem is that now it's all like, it's like 52 card pickup where he can't really tell which one's which yet, so he just kind of picks one at random. Maybe it's the time I met my best friend and we watched a funny football game together. Or maybe it's the time Megatron tortured me.
Lily, I love that for someone who has very little experience with Transformers, you're experiencing they're just like me for real.
Yeah.
The ultimate goal of any Transformers series. Anyway, next episode, Shadowstriker, Bumblebee remembers a war crime that he did.
Yeah, well, we all have one, right?
Yeah, I have a couple. This cold open is so funny. Them trying to fool me into like, oh, fuck, Windblade's fighting him. They turned against each other. They're sparring.
Yeah, they're just sparring.
And she's
fine.
Like, damn, bro, you suck at this. You didn't. He's like, I'm sorry. But she's like, no. You just have to remember how to be a badass. How about we go into your mind palace and think about the time you killed a woman?
We better teach you how to fight. Let's show you the worst thing you've ever done.
Yeah, can we? I'm just gonna have you. She just says, "Think about the Great War," and he goes, "Okay." And well, the episode's Shadowstriker happens. So, previously, we've seen Shadowstriker pop up in a lot of these memories, in both of these different bodies. We've seen her as this cobbled together Frankenstein and in her original body, and we've also seen that she has extreme animosity towards Bumblebee, and we didn't really know why any of that was until now, and now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
So we start off in a classic situation.
Classic.
Optimus Prime in bondage, waiting for Megatron.
Yep. Optimus Prime kidnapped to the Red Barrel factory.
Literally, it's the Red Barrel factory. Why are the walls just fucking lined with Energon cubes?
I mean, the better question is, why did Megatron set this up here, right? Like, this is clearly a storage facility.
It's like, I just stash him anywhere. I don't really know. I'm too busy.
Okay, let's think about this for a sec. You're capturing a guy, right? You don't want.
Yeah.
You don't want his friends to come up, blasting the place to fuck. Get him out of there.
That's true.
Put him in the explosion factory.
That's true. That does prevent a guns blazing type of rescue.
Yeah. That's why Bumblebee had to sneak in there in the first place. Oh, Bumblebee sneaks in there, by the way.
Yeah, he sneaks in. I really like these two no-name Seekers. We have a mint-flavored Seeker and like a caramel or like a knockoff Ramjet. These guys do not have names.
They are body parts.
They are body parts. They are raw materials, and they're arguing about some dumb shit. Oh, they mentioned the spoilers on Megatron's new guards.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And the other guy's like, I don't like all that flashy shit.
Yeah, too flashy for my taste. And it's like, they're also like, man, I hate, one of them's like, I hate being stuck here with Optimus. And it's like, the other one's like, I hate being stuck here with you. Yuck, 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 yuck. Bumblebee lands on him fully in car mode.
Yeah, he hits him with the Transformers Devastation Classic. Hits him with the car mode.
Mm-hmm.
And dispatches those two guys pretty quickly. Is about to shoot the lock off of Optimus's like chains, and then he kind of looks to the side and goes, "Whoa, that wall is covered in high explosives. I better not," and just hits it instead.
This is a special tool that will come in handy later.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Shadowstriker comes back in. She left to do something after calling into Megatron that she has captured his boy toy for him. And I really like the bit where she has her gun out and she's pointing it at Bumblebee. She's like, wait a minute, this whole place is filled with energon cubes. Like, oh, you're right. And she just pulls out 2 knives.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy.
Time to go to work. Mama's gotta go to work. And she fights, she beats Bumblebee here. She kind of kicks his ass, but Optimus hits her with a rock.
Yeah, kind of a cheap move on his part, not gonna lie.
Where's the honor, Prime? Huh? Or he doesn't hit her with a rock. He hits her with the table he was chained to.
Yeah, hitting women, doing it behind their back, not great.
I'm not sure about this Optimus guy. I think I'm gonna join the Decepticons. I hear their mad scientist does really cool stuff. I hear Shockwave is the most normal man in the world.
I have liberal politics, but the far left are just too radical.
Anyway, she comes out guns blazing to chase him down, and Bumblebee retaliates by shooting back, which causes everything to explode.
Mm-hmm.
There is a moment, I can't remember when it is. I think it's early on, actually, before she actually starts fighting, when she's talking with Megatron, where I just want to pull special attention to how good the movement of her face is.
Yeah, can we talk about how like her whole character design and stuff? Because I think she's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's incredibly expressive in both of her forms. More so in her earlier one. She's just a good design. Shadowstriker is by far my favorite original character from Cyberverse. And she's big and important. So I'm glad she gets to stick around a bit.
Yeah, big new character. What did you think of Shadowstriker, Lily?
Oh, I love her. I think she's great. I love her little Amy eye. I love.
She's got the one half of her face is like the big red monocle, and then the other half is like this. It almost I don't know how to describe her other eye. It's got a. I don't want to say it's got a growth because it's got like a triangle attached to it.
Yeah, I mean it's basically supposed to look like a scouter.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a scouter, and her gun looks also extremely cool. By the way, her weapon there, I like it.
Yeah, so it's basically a scouter, but it's built into her face as opposed to on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
But she's exploded, so we don't have to worry about that for now. And yeah, Bumblebee sees this. By the way, we hear her agonized scream when the warehouse explodes. So we go out of the room. Bumblebee goes, "Wow, I was a badass."
Yeah.
Good
God,
no
dude.
Thoughts, head empty. And Windblade's like, "Yeah, man, you totally were. How about you think about something else?" And he goes, "Okay." And he remembers the time he stopped 9/11. Because this whole thing is, we kind of pop it in media res. the Decepticons are trying to fly a tanker full of Energon cubes into Iacon.
They sure are.
What?
So he's stopping 9/11, but someone's climbing onto the tanker with him, and this mysterious assailant strikes and takes him down. And it takes him a really long time to figure out who she is. Like, he's looking at her for a while, and he goes, "Wait a minute."
To be fair, she's a monstrosity now. Thanks, Shockwave.
But her face is the same. It's not like her
I
face
know.
is different. Maybe he's really face blind.
Or maybe, like, the face is just not the most notable thing about Cybertronians.
Yeah,
Maybe we should stop applying human standards of beauty to an alien species.
You're identified by your, like, elbow joints.
Primarily, it's the paint job.
But yeah, he's like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck, Shadowstriker?" And she explains what happened. She sounds unlike Bumblebee, who can just experience the worst shit in the world and be fine with it 2 seconds later because he's so good at compartmentalizing. She seems like she is having a bad time.
I need to be very clear about why she explains this. It is in response to Bumblebee asking her, "What's your beef with me?" I don't know, dude. I'm not. I wonder what it could be. Listen, she's like, "You exploded me," and he's like, "Well, you were trying to shoot me. What was I supposed to do?" And fair enough. Like, that's all fair, but still a really stupid question. You know what you did.
First of all, number one, she has a cool laser machete, which is awesome, but Bumblebee goes, "A machete? Cringe. Who uses that shit?"
Yeah, fucking sick forward curve, asshole. Fucking lame.
What's his problem? Why is he acting like this in this episode?
I don't know.
He's being such a little shit for no fucking reason. But yeah, she like fucking lays into him like, they found me in fucking pieces, and they literally put me back together with the fucking body parts of my dead subordinates that you also blew up.
It's so fucked up. Like, this is just like an insane sentence to have in a children's show.
Right.
Like, there are two possibilities. Number one, Shockwave is way more of like way less of a skilled scientist than we think. Or two, he just wasn't feeling it that day. He was like, "To be perfectly honest, I don't like you very much, Shadowstriker. I'm just gonna kind of do whatever here. It'll be fine, I'm sure."
I mean, to be fair, that's very in character for Shockwave.
"I'm too logical to have psychological problems, so you're going to have to deal with that on your own."
I love how much this show is just about portraying this conflict as like horrifying and traumatic to people on both sides, and then just ends the episode with a joke.
Yeah, the goofy music stick again. Yeah, we've got Shadowstriker physically and mentally scarred for life by what happened. We've got Bumblebee watching an entire planet fucking dissolve in front of his eyes, and it's fine.
Like,
it's
the
all
entire
fine.
show so far has been about how fucked up Bumblebee is from doing all this shit, right? Like, Bumblebee is like a key example of how like horrifying and traumatic this conflict is.
And he's just like, "Problems? I don't got those. I'm good. I don't need to think about it."
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, like Windblade in the previous in last week's episode was straight up like, "You don't want to look at that memory of the last time you and Megatron met, dude. You don't want to see what's in there." And then he relived his fucking voice box being torn out, and she seemed very worried about it. And he's like, shit happens. It happens to everyone. And she's like, it really doesn't.
It so
Bumblebee.
fucking doesn't,
it doesn't
dude.
really. It really doesn't happen to everyone.
I've been there.
This is unique experience, Mr. B. But yeah, no, he escapes Shadowstriker. The bit where she purposefully collapses some rubble onto them, and she's like, "I get to watch you fucking die."
Love her.
I don't care if I die too. I'm gonna make sure to die second so I can watch you fucking starve.
I mean, honestly, mood.
But unfortunately, Bumblebee is our protagonist.
Yeah.
Currently, anyway. So he gets out, he wriggles out of it, but he has the chance to just execute her on the spot. But he's not going to do. He's not that kind of guy. He sets her free.
We get to see now. This is the first point I think that we get to see Shadowstriker transformed post mutilation.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word. And when she transforms, that's when you really get to see how fucked she is now.
You 3D printed a Hot Wheel, but the blueprint got fucked up and got combined with 5 other Hot Wheels. So you just got this really fucked up looking car. But yeah, she kind of she goes up there. Grimlock has arrived to get his boy. And he is also ready to put her down. He has no qualms about it until Bumblebee tells him not to.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of points being made on all sides. Like, to be fair to Grimlock, it's the smart thing to do.
Yeah. Okay, can I talk about like her character here for a sec? Because I fucking love her. I love this like proud sniper. This like, I'm fucking good at what I do. Who then gets like horrifically injured and gets like so fucking bitter about like not being able to do the shit she could do before, right? I love that. I love the way she changes up her tactics. I love how she switches from like the 2 little knives to like a heavier machete and like a shotgun instead of a sniper. It's like so fucking good.
Yeah, we forgot to mention there's a scene post Shockwave's fucking hack job where she tries to do her shooting like training and she just cannot do it. And she just throws it away in frustration and reformats it into a shotgun. And yeah, she just screams, "I was the fucking best in the world, and you took everything away from me." And Bumblebee, once again, Bumblebee just goes, "Well, it's not. If you look at it from a certain point of view, it's not actually my fault. Technically, you shot at me first, so it's fine."
Look, honest being in the situation, you're still about to kill me here.
And again,
Exactly.
cannot emphasize enough that it's not just the Bumblebee saying, like, it's not my fault, but it is him responding to him asking, "Why are you mad at me?"
Yeah.
Why are you at Mad at Me Island?
Dude, what's your problem with me? And she's like, "I've got a list. I kind of thought it would be obvious, but I guess I need to spell it out for you." But yeah, no, listen, here's the thing about this. If that was any other version of Grimlock other than this one, he would not have stopped.
I mean, this one barely did. So
yeah. This is Gentleman Adventurer Grimlock. If this was normal Grimlock, number 1, he wouldn't have used a gun. Number 2, she'd be dead. So
jot that down.
Yeah, good on this version of Grimlock, I guess. Yeah, she flees. And he and Windblade kind of get back to fighting, get back to sparring. And don't talk about the horrible harm he inflicted on that person.
Also, like, if Bumblebee can just like fight next episode, I'm out.
I mean, I would imagine he'll probably be a little. He's not like completely shit at fighting. He's just not very good, and Windblade's been hard carrying for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
However, it seems like the next episode is mostly about people hanging out in a bar, so he's probably going to get into a lot of. I don't think he's going to get into any sort of serious combat there.
Macadam's time.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that is Shadowstriker finally properly introducing us to this character who's shown up a few times.
Nice.
Oh yeah, the most important instance of her showing up was in Megatron Is My Hero, when she's really, really eager to execute him and torture him. Bumblebee, that is.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Megatron just has to be like, "No, I have a plan for him."
As a last little, like, hey, interesting thing, Chromia is once again in this episode with Grimlock. When he shows up, does not say anything once again.
Yeah, isn't there someone else with him?
There is.
Let me look. I've got it on in the background.
But I can't remember who it was. It was someone who actually had said something, I was pretty sure.
I think it's Ratchet who's with him.
Maybe.
Yes, it's Ratchet.
Okay.
Who also has not said anything yet, but was on stage during the founding of the Decepticons. So
Right.
you know, yeah, that is our 3 episodes of Cyberverse we have for you this week. But that doesn't mean it's the end of the podcast. No, you silly billies.
You're not getting away that easily.
We've got Questerinos on the Discord, nothing on Twitter. So Audrey, how about you take us through our fine listeners' questions?
Of course, my pleasure.
I really like this first one.
Yeah. First from Nero from Disney Minus. Was he really the fastest?
No.
I mean, no, clearly no.
We have the proof. Did Hot Rod didn't get infected? Bumblebee didn't get infected. Blur did.
The fastest at what?
Dying.
Yeah.
If we're measuring dying, then yes, he is the fastest. He
Right.
died really fast.
Like super fast. It was it
Literally less than a minute.
Yeah, he went from
0
perfectly
to
fine
60.
to like dust in like 60. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Also,
I think it showed him pressing the shut off button for the space bridge, but I honestly thought that he died before pressing it.
that would
God,
have been a
can you
bummer,
imagine?
huh?
Yeah, just a real fucking bummer of an ending.
From Slipstream Sam Real. If 2 knives are pretty great, would 3 knives be even better? Where does this exponential expansion of a knife-based positive feedback loop end?
Not
As some-
enough,
I
One Piece
watched
is the
Trigun
only...
Stampede recently. And I have
Well,
to
it has
say,
a lot of, I know that that's
Like
a
million-
lot of knives
a million
in it.
of them,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, million still going, so like it's gonna have to be a big number.
As someone
Yeah,
who,
it's a lot of knives in that show.
who just recently played through the Devil May Cry games, more knives seems to be better.
You can get up there in terms of amount of knives you can use. Like, honestly, sky's the limit for knives.
Yeah.
You can just do whatever.
If you can physically control them, whether that means holding them or if you have telekinetic abilities or whatever, then the more the merrier, I say.
Absolutely,
it.
go for it.
This one isn't really a question, but from Short Scream Chat, Cube?
Cube. Love Cube.
Yes. The answer to your question is yes.
Woohoo! Cube.
Cube.
Nero did put a reminder that we were going to have Lily today, so we have some Naruto-based questions going on.
Right.
Coming up from me, Mr. Gay, Daphnis. If you were going to name your Shonen Pro Tag TM after a food item, what would you name them? Before you guys answer, I do just want to shout out a Naruto fanfiction I read like a decade and a half ago or something, a long time ago. Sasnaru, of course.
Very important.
Where
Obviously.
Naruto was a literal kitsune that the Uchiha family kept and like or captured and like kept to maintain power, and Sasuke found this out when he like turned a certain age, and he's like, I'm gonna give you a name, and then he's like out with getting ramen, and he's like, Uzumaki, and he looks at the ramen, Naruto, and Naruto just looks at him and goes, Spiral Fish Cake? You named me Spiral Fish Cake?
Classic. That's like a classic fanfic setup right there.
Yeah.
What would I name? I have to like remember all the Dragon Ball characters' names and just cut all of those out because there's so many food names in that. I'm gonna name my shonen protagonist
Toast.
Toast is a good one. I was trying to combine my favorite food and favorite beverage.
I also have to take out all the JoJo ones.
Yeah, especially part 5 is full
Yeah.
of food guys. Let's go with my name is Pasta Sprite, and I'm going to become the king of the pirates.
I'm Coke Pepsi, and I'm abstinence for life. I would probably go with ravioli.
Ravioli is good
Rav's
too.
a good one.
Fuck. Yeah, ravioli is a powerful one.
A lot of the pasta shapes are like really good because they kind of actually sound like names.
You could definitely have an entire anime with guys named after pasta shapes.
But ravioli is near and
Is
dear
that
to my
just
heart. So I'm
because
gonna
you
go
don't know
with ravioli.
Italian?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like, you can change them a little bit so they aren't just the names, but like, you know.
You mean like Dragon Ball?
Right.
Yes, exactly.
You mean like Dragon Ball?
Akira Toriyama is a fucking visionary because he named all of his guys like, what if I'm gonna name this guy fucking egg rice?
What if I changed one letter in the word radish?
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name this dude Vegetable, and he's gonna be the best guy.
He's gonna be a bad man. His shirt even says so.
He's gonna be a bad motherfucker, and his name is Vegetable.
Okay. Also from Nero from Disney Minus, Boruto's dad's son or Naruto's son's dad's kid?
Good lord, my brain
Okay.
hurts. Okay.
For me, it's Boruto's dad's son.
Okay,
Yeah, I like.
It is Boruto's dad's daughter.
There we go.
Yeah.
Fair.
No. Please understand that like Boruto is like a he him dyke. Very important
makes
for your
sense.
like. Yeah. It makes total sense.
Yeah, I attend your Konoha Crush streams. I know that you're the Naruto gender genius.
Yeah, I'm the Naruto gender genius.
Powers activated with gender affirming bong rips.
Yeah.
Okay. From Haybine, Cyberverse basically starts with Bumblebee as Harry Dubois and Windblade as Kim Kitsuragi. You're so visionary. What other duo of Cybertronians would you like to see solve a politically charged murder case while grappling with amnesia? Nightbeat is disqualified. Okay, Kim is easy. Kim is specifically Minimus Ambus.
Oh fuck.
Not Ultramagnus, Minimus Ambus.
So who's the Harry?
Right, so the Harry is harder. I think Harry's Hot Rodimus.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Rodimus would do all that shit. He would get drunk and say, I don't want to be this kind of creature anymore.
Yeah. I could see it. What? I mean, I guess, Lily, you don't really have the breadth necessary to answer this question. Honestly, for Harry, my first thought went to Whirl, obviously.
So here's the reason why I like Rodimus is because he also has the distinction that Harry has.
That's true.
Like Harry is
you have
in
to be
universe a really good cop and like very well recognized.
Yeah, Whirl has spent too long being an obstinate shithead, so he can't be Whirl.
And I think that makes, and I also like that makes Drift Vic Mare.
I just want to see Rodimus go down the cop annihilating slide now.
Oh my god. He calls Velocity the horse-faced woman. I thought we were friends.
I can definitely see Rodimus coming up with the most feminist thought in the world. What was it? Are women bourgeois? Because surely we can come up with something better, right?
Yeah.
He's definitely Harry, and yeah, either Minimus or Preceptor as Kim.
Yeah,
honestly, either one works.
I just like Minimus because also like well-regarded cop, basically.
That's right.
Okay. Nero from Disney Minus asks, if wizards ponder the orb, then which D&D class ponders the cube?
Artificer, next question.
Oh, so
Yeah.
true.
Got it in one.
I'm trying to think of classic classes. I would also say probably Paladin,
Yeah.
liking that order.
Yeah, there's like a degree of like rigidity there that I think is very
Yeah.
cube-like.
Yeah,
in nature.
orbs are way too fucking freaky deaky for paladins. They need
Wait,
some
wait,
fucking,
wait. I could also argue rogue.
Yeah,
cube has
okay.
to
What
be
is
shiny
what is
and
it? What
made
is a
of-
locked chest if not for a cube to ponder?
Yeah, no.
That's right.
I'll grant you, Rogue. Yeah. But you also were correct the first time with Artificer.
Yeah, that's like a numbered list of cube pondering.
Yeah. And then again from and then two more from Nero from Disney Minus. First, should Grimlock have pulled the trigger anyway and just gone a treat for Bumblebee so he'd forget about his violent mommy issue? I mean, I'm glad he didn't because Shadowstriker rules.
Should have
like-
ripped her limb from limb. Make that fucker put
Yeah,
her
like-
back together again.
Mail her back to Shockwave, who's like, I'm going to make you pay for this one this time. Last one was on the house. This one's coming out of your paycheck.
Mail her there with a note just saying, "Do it better this time."
No, I think Shockwave does it for free. He gets off on it. You know he does.
That's true. He is a grade A sicko in all continuities. It just depends on there's like a sliding scale of mad scientist to uber logical guy, and he really sort of vacillates between those two rapidly.
And
Sometimes he's the Terminator.
then our very final question is, make a Transformer. Could you please tell us about the very real Transformer, Kill Road?
Yes, monster truck, big spiked wheels, fights with a big spiked mace. I'm thinking like
I like this.
I'm thinking like a good green with like a dark rusty like brown orange secondary.
Okay.
That's Kill Road.
Autobot, Decepticon, or like Free Agent.
Oh, Free Agent.
Like one of Lockdown's fucking mercenary pals.
Oh yeah. Definitely
I'm-
like a specialist of some kind.
I'm imagining just the Monsters Truck Rally version of Knockout, to be honest.
Just as flamboyant?
Not necessarily, but an entertainer first and foremost.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, so the same way that Knockout enjoys being a cool sports car, Kill Road loves being a monster truck.
Yeah, and racing. Going fast makes him feel alive.
But in this case, it's crushing cars makes me feel alive.
Yeah, that was a different Yu-Gi-Oh series they never got to.
Card games on monster trucks.
Yeah.
Give them time. You know? In a couple of years, who knows what we'll be doing. We have yet begun to scratch the surface of vehicle-based card game playing. But yes, I think that's about it. Lily, thank you so much for joining us. Would you like to do your plugs first before we do our plugs?
Hey, yeah, of course. You can usually catch me riding high at You can usually catch me riding high at twitch.tv/GuinevereTeeth. That's GuinevereTeef. I'm also the co-host of Konoha Crush. Find that wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's good. Listen to
Yep.
Watch the streams. They're also extremely good. I'm Nero. You can find me on Twitter at DragonSmoocher and my various other projects in various other places, such as Ready Free Heidelin, the Final Fantasy XIV podcast to do with Jane, currently in the process of being rebooted and remolded into its new form. That episode should be out by the time this one goes up. I also do Talk Cycles with her, which is a contemporary animation podcast, and no spoilers, but the Patreon poll is looking like it's gonna be Teen Titans next month.
Ooh.
So be looking forward to that. Obviously, classic Teen Titans, not anything else.
As someone who's started watching Harley Quinn this last week, I'm excited to be dipping my toes back into DC stuff for the first time in a long time.
Good old DC television. There's some good ass shit on DC television. The movies, well, they're there. Thanks, Mr. Snyder.
Sometimes they star convicted criminals. It's fine.
Sometimes Ezra Miller puts a baby into a microwave. It's okay. By the way, I'm sorry. I saw.
Look, it was fine.
I saw
the baby's
more.
too small. It just lives between the microwaves.
I saw some fucking clips of the end of that movie. I saw some YouTube shorts that came up on my algorithm, and I don't understand how it fucking looks like that. It literally looks like a video game, and not like a modern video game. It looks like a fucking Xbox 360 cutscene. It's insane that it looks so bad. They canceled so many other movies. But we gotta put this piece of shit out. Oh my god. You know what the people want? What if we made a movie starring 2 Ezra Millers? People will love that.
Ugh.
Anyway, Audrey, where can the people find you?
Oh, the usual places. You can find me on Tumblr, Twitter, co-host, and Blue Sky at Optimal on Prime. My Funny Robot Internet Joke. You can also listen to the other podcast I do. It's called Pot of Greed. You can find that on Twitter right now at Pot of Greedcast. We don't have a Blue Sky yet. We probably will soon. Woo, knowing the way that's going. I've been casting a radio drama that hopefully will have updates soon. I'm also starting a New York Foodie podcast on the Moonshot Network called I'm Eden Here, which I hope to have updates on soon. And
of course, well, we have to shout out noisespace.xyz, our beloved podcast network. If you like shows about basically anything, you can find it there. We got Dr. Huh, we got 0 to 0, we got, what's that Chainsaw Man one called?
Oh, I don't know.
Gay Friends Senior Chainsaw Dog Sanctuary or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's something of that nature. Find it all at noisespace.xyz.
Yep. And until next time, I am going to disintegrate into nothing and do nothing, because I've disintegrated into nothing.
I am going to play a rousing round of Cube with the boys, transform and roll out.
And I'm gonna give Audrey new arms.
Thanks so much. Peach.
Just dropping some arms onto the dust pile.
Onto a pile of ash. This will fix them. Literally, this will fix her. This will make them worse. Peach.
Wow.